Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I took a little bit of a hiatus last year, but my goal for this year is to be consistent with my YouTube videos. And I thought, what better way to kick off the new year than a TBR jar video? I filled my TBR jar to the brim with new prompts and I cannot wait to get to some of them. I am thinking for the year I'm going to pick around 6 books for my TBR. Last year I used to pick around 8 and it would just get out of hand, and I think I only finished it once. I would much rather pick a smaller amount of books that I'm really excited about than a lot and never finish it. Without further ado, we're going to jump straight in and pick our first prompt for January, the final book in a series. Wonder how many options I have for this. This is a final book in a series. Well, that makes this choice easy because the only book on my TBR that will finish out a series is A False Start by Elsie Silver. This is the 4th book in the Gold Rush Ranch series and is actually the only Elsie Silver book that is currently out that I haven't read yet. I've read the Chestnut Spring series, I've read the Rose Hill series, I think it's called, and I'm almost finished the Gold Rush Ranch series. The thing that I love about an Elsie Silver book is that it's always fun and very fast paced and very easy to binge. So that will be really good for January TBR. It's also summer in Australia, so it's definitely perfect vibes for a cowboy rom-com. Moving on to prompt number 2 for our January TBR, set in a different country. I live in Australia, so I feel as though most of these aren't going to be set in Australia, so this could be quite easy. I feel as though this prompt is giving pick a foreign book or a book where the setting is a big factor. So the 2 main books off my TBR that I pulled out for this prompt, the first one is Summer in the City by Alex Astor. Comes out in April 2025, so I would love to read it before then. It is set in New York. I think this book will focus heavily on the fact that it is set in New York, so it could be really good for this prompt. The other option is The Song of Achilles. I don't know if this is exactly set in Greece, but I know it's based off Greek mythology, but that's obviously also a different country. So I think they're both good options for set in a different country. I think I'm going to go with The Song of Achilles because this is the book that I need to read for my January book club. So I think I'm probably going to put this on my TBR. Okay, prompts number 3 is a gifted book. I've got a few options for this, so I'll pull them out. These are the 3 main options I am thinking for a gifted book. These were all kindly gifted to me by the respective publishers. The first one is Spiral. This was gifted to me by Bloomsbury Publishing, and it is the book that follows Collide, which I read recently and I enjoyed. Very similar to the Icebreaker series, but wasn't obsessed with it. I think I gave it 3 stars. Just a very typical college hockey romance. So that's a good option if I want a simple college romance. The second option is The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. Pen Macmillan gifted this to me, I think in November. I've been slowly working my way through it, but I haven't been in the biggest fantasy mood. Would be a good motivation to get it off my TBR. I haven't been loving it as much as the first couple of books in this series, The Serpent and the Wings of the Night and The Ashes of the Star-Cursed King. I'm only roughly 20% into this one, so it's still technically on my TBR. That is another option. And the final option is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This is, again, the most stunning cover. Hachette does these limited edition hardcover. This is about an Olympic swimmer, be a diver. I don't really know. Maybe they're both swimmers. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I think I'm going to go with Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I've heard really good things about it so far, so I am very excited. Prompt number 4 is a book I've owned the longest. Unfortunately, this means it's probably a book I've been putting off for a very long time. The 2 that are instantly jumping out at me are Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo and Air of Fire by Sarah J Maas. I think I've owned the box set of Throne of Glass for at least a year and a half and am slowly making my way through the series. So I think I'm going to put Air of Fire on my TBR. It is one of my goals for the year to complete the Throne of Glass series. I do absolutely love it, but it's just a little intimidating and I am slowly making my way through. But I am very excited for Air of Fire onwards because that's when everyone says the series picks up a lot and gets to the part where you become completely obsessed. So at the moment I've only read the first 3. I am definitely a little nervous, but I'm very excited and cannot wait to get into Air of Fire in January. Okay, prompt number 5 a blue cover. So I think these two are gonna be what I toss up between. Abby Jimenez is one of my favorite authors. I love the Part of Your World trilogy, but I haven't read Friendzone series, and I've been putting it off for a very long time. I don't really know what it's about. I'm assuming it's a friends to lovers book. Then the other option we have is Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan. I have read her two other currently published books, Nora Goes Off Script and Summer Romance. I loved Summer Romance, but I didn't love Nora Goes Off Script, so I'm a little nervous to read this one, but I still want to give it a go, and they are really fast paced, always really quick. Just don't know if I definitely want to read it ASAP. I think I'm going to go with The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez because I want to get to the other two in this interconnected series as well. I think this is also on my 25 books I want to read in 2025. So we'll be making good progress on that one. The sixth and final prompt for our January TBR is a random number generator. I don't even know how many books are on here. 32 books. Number generator. Max 32. Generate number 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that is The Songbird of the Heart and Stone, which is the book I was putting off reading. But I think it will be good to have it on my TBR in order to motivate myself to continue reading. I definitely want to finish it because when the rest of the series comes out, I do want to continue. I do love her writing, and the concept of this one is great. I'm not super unhappy about the fact that it'll be on my January TBR. To recap, for our January TBR, we have A False Start by Elsie Silver, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez, and finally The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Krista Broadbent. I'm feeling pretty good about this stack of books. I feel like we've got a mix of romance, a mix of fantasy, and a little bit of, I don't know if The Song of Achilles is literary fiction, but it's definitely, I've heard it's emotional. Regardless, I feel like we have a really good stack of books to start off the year for our January TBR, and I cannot wait to get to some of them. I will probably include some of them in a reading vlog. Stay tuned for the rest of the month to see that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.